Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Resilience 17. Resilience 17 is 17 minutes of being resilient. Hello, my name is Arnel Tanyag. I own Tanyag Company. I'm a certified referral trainer and a MAPS business coach. I'm the host of 17 minutes of resilience. Resilience 17 is being resilient in the midst of everything going on. The purpose of Resilience 17 is to be the light in today's business environment. Resilience defined in the dictionary is the capacity to recover from stressful life events, your ability to withstand adversity and bounce back and grow despite life's downturns. Today, I'm going to share a local business owner. Actually, he's not local. He's in Orlando, Florida. So I say Orlando, Florida. He's a good friend of mine, a fellow certified referral trainer like me. I want to introduce my friend, Thommy Sandvick. So Thommy, tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, your business.
Yeah, I guess I should start with my name, right? So I'm a tenacious, helpful, optimistic, manifesting, magnetic, young at heart referrals trainer and high performance coach. So I'm the owner of Experience Momentum. It's a referrals training and coaching, really more relationship company. Like I said, I live here in Orlando, married, two cats who are like kids. Oh my gosh. So parents, I'm originally from Wisconsin. Parents live in Wisconsin. My mom and dad are both retired now. My dad just retired from the Department of Defense Education activity. He teaches Chinese taught Chinese for many years to kids. So, excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, tell me a little about your business. Tell me a little bit about what you do, what the business stands for, and unique value proposition and your why.
Yeah. So, I believe that in business, we can all have a successful business if we do two things. If we commit to our own personal growth and then learn how to build relationships in a way that are in alignment with who we are. So I mean by that is like, the thing is, when I started going down this entrepreneur journey, right, we lean into personal development so much and personal growth. But the problem is, as we do that, it like cold calling and door knocking and all those different methodologies, the kind of hard sales methods, it becomes more and more out of alignment with who we are as the further down that journey we go. And that creates a lot of like conflict. So that's kind of what happened to me is I was having, as I went on that journey, I was always hitting a brick wall because eventually I would like not understand how to meet new people and build relationships. And so then you get kind of stuck working cold call. So my whole mission, journey, whatever you want to call it, is to like help business owners build their business in a way that's in alignment with who they are and in a way that they don't have to sacrifice their time, energy, and personal relationships to be able to do so. So that's really everything I do is through that. I think it's time if we, whether you're talking about the relationship with your employees or referral partners or clients or the local community, in all those areas as a business, we should focus on building those relationships specifically with love, generosity, and appreciation. And that is what's going to ultimately create success, both in the short term and the long term, because you can look back 2,000 years and it's going to be the same as the next 2,000 because people are people at the end of the day. Kind of a weird year to be making that statement, right? But at the end of the day, people are people. And that's always going to ring true. So when you build a business on that principle of always focusing on people, it's timeless principles, timeless ideas that secure the growth. So you don't go through this kind of up and down is kind of the goal.
So you're saying that your journey became your why, right? Your journey became your why?
Yeah, 100%. It was really, I had quick wins. I built an Amazon business from nothing to $500,000 in sales in 1 year, drop shipping back in 2014. And, but then I lost that over basically mindset stuff. And then as I just kind of continued to evolve and try different business models, I kind of realized like, I was always having the most success with people that had met me personally, but I didn't necessarily know how to replicate that and help others replicate that. And so that's kind of where I really leaned into like, okay, I get it. Like give first, generosity. I understand, givers gain, all these ideas. But as a B2B professional, that was really difficult because you can give all over the place, but at the same time, you're going, I got to eat. And how do you find that balance? And so that's kind of the gap that I was really trying to solve for myself, in the process, be able to help other people do it too.
So what makes you unique in what you do? What's your unique value proposition?
Well, I think the unique thing is, in this kind of coaching and training industry, you usually have two very distinct models. Now, the market tends to blend them, but basically, coaching is the answers within you. It's about asking powerful questions. But the challenge there is it's kind of hard for a coach to get on a call and say, well, hey, in this many months, what would it look like if you had this much more revenue or something of that nature? It can be a little bit tough because you don't know exactly where they're at. And to make that journey, right? So what happens then is you have the coaching component, but that doesn't necessarily give you the hows and the specific steps. On the flip side, you have the training industry. And the training industry gives you all the steps, but not really the support and the mindset work to execute. So the unique value proposition is taking the two together and say, hey, what if we coached you through the mindset stuff, raise your character, raise your personal growth, and at the same time gave you the specific steps that are required for you to generate the result that we're ultimately going for. Because I can improve my productivity and my energy and clarity and all these other things, but how's that really helping the bottom line? But when you have the strategy to match with that, then you're in good shape. So my unique thing is I put the two together because that's kind of, again, what I experienced in the market. I was either paying for coaching that never really seemed to get the ROI, right? Or I was paying for training, but would hit some kind of mental roadblock. And so it was really tough. So I really wanted to create something that would combine the two things together so that it can be very specifically results-oriented, a results-oriented program.
No, that's amazing. So tell me what resilience means to you.
Well, it's funny because if I had an R in my name, I wish I had one because I was going to use the word resilient. I think it's just always, I know the dictionary definition, right? Bouncing back. But I think it's bouncing back, but it's like relentless pursuit of something. Getting to this point where I'm at now has taken 3.5 years of definitely relentless pursuit of this mission and figuring it out, right, along the way. So I think, being able to bounce back and just see the opportunity in things that are out there. I think right now we're experiencing a lot of that. And I think if you can, look at where the opportunities are, that keeps you resilient as you're going through.
No, that is great. So you're still open for business, right? And still taking clients?
Yeah, 100%. It's funny because when I started training and coaching Experience Benefits, which is a sister company, and almost a year ago now. And then when COVID happened, I was like, oh my God, now is the time. Now more than ever is the time to build relationships. I mean, you literally can't go door knocker. You darn well shouldn't be, right? So what are you going to do? It's going to come down to relationships. It's 2008 all over again in real estate. I'm not in real estate, but I understand what it was. The people who got through had the relationship. So not only am I open for business, but I basically jumped out and went full on into this market in just 4 months. The amount of clarity and creation has been remarkable. So definitely very much open for business.
So tell me, what changes have you done in your business to adapt to all this COVID stuff, the online and very little face-to-face?
Yeah, well, the first thing was our business development was primarily focused on networking, right? On building relationships. Well, what happens when you no longer can do networking events?
That's
right?
True.
So the first thing we did, I said, I pulled an old concept off the shelf called Experience Networking, which we rebranded as Experience You Networking, which the idea is, hey, let's bring together people who want to build relationships. So since I figured that like I had experience in running online events and using breakout rooms because I was in network marketing before, and I would run events and use breakout rooms and all these different things. So I knew how to do it. So the first thing was we just created our own event. And I was like, okay, look, we got to let people know that we have our own event and that they can continue to network and continue to bring people and have that opportunity. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing was really just figuring out how to actually created like a little mini mastermind. And we started really executing on some strategies that we thought would be effective for right now. Basically based around asking people, you know, how can I help? But a little bit deeper than that. So we really started focusing on that, talking to our network and just increase communication. I mean, now is the time to lean into that.
No, that's good. Good. So what are some ideal clients you're looking for that you can help?
Ideal clients. Well, you know, it's funny because right now I obviously primarily have experience benefits. So definitely insurance agents can do quite well. I like to work with B2B specifically because we really have additional challenges that other people, you know, we just have the additional challenges when you're working B2B, right? So like B2B sales professionals, service professionals, and really, you know, the ideal client really are people who have a pretty solid network. Maybe they are in BNI or they've been networking on a regular basis. So you're not completely starting from nothing. From a networking perspective, I could do a lot with that. So that's definitely a big part of it. And I think just from a mindset perspective, just people that are truly committed to growth. Because the coaching side of what I do definitely requires that you want to get better in all areas. So I think those are the two things. I look a lot at what the mindset of the person is as much as I do what it is that they do.
Yeah, and you like to speak and train, right? For companies.
Yeah, definitely. Love to train. I love to train. I have several topics, any of the different habits. So clarity, energy, courage, productivity, influence, and communication are like the 6 main habits that I can talk on. Yes, definitely love to train. I can give people great tips that like just the smallest thing that can completely change how they're interacting or following up or things like that nature. So there's always good takeaways. I always want to give people something they can take away and improve immediately by taking the advice. And make it simple.
So how are you showing your community, your referral partners, your clients that you're generous, you're caring despite what's going on? What are you doing differently than everybody else is doing?
Yeah, well, when I put together my program, the first thing is I gave it for free to a number of people. There were a few select people that have really supported me, and so I said, hey, let's get you some results and work on that. So I'm doing that, and then I also. When we launched a networking event there, we put a $4 a week cost on it, but 25% of the net revenue is going to charity. So we're building a little foundation fund ultimately that we'll be able to create. So, you know, that and just trying to stay in touch with people and help and volunteer and with different people that have needed some support and different things. So just trying to do that and get the word out and, you know, just see how I can help people. That's good.
Tell us a success story of somebody working with you. How did it work out?
Interestingly enough, the success story I have, he's not even working with me yet, but I want to. I think it's so powerful. I want to use it. Here, I said, yeah, that's assumptive. I'm just saying, you know, so you know, actually, craziest thing. This guy, his name is Andy. He gave me permission to share this story. He owns a creative design studio, basically printing and whatnot. And he was really having trouble around like business development time because he's like so busy. He's treading water, you know, always trying to put out fires and all this stuff. And I said, okay, tell you what, just do one simple exercise. I did a 1-to-1 with him, and I said, just track your time. Just track your time for a week and then send me your results. And he did. And he found that he was using quite a bit of time during the business day was personal time. So he shifted that away, was step number 1. Then he realized, you know, I think I should take one whole day and devote it to business development. So he picked the day that he's in BNI to do that. So he started scheduling his one-to-ones on that day. And he also put together basically a mailing campaign to his existing clients. He sent those out. I think it was 50 of them. He sent out, and he got an $800 order from somebody that came as a result of him shifting his schedule around, right? Creating awareness, shifting his schedule, and then finding that dedicated business development time. So, and I'm like, great. Let's see what percentage, but I was like, that was really cool because that was just that was all created just by creating awareness at the end of the day. So I thought that's a really fun story that I wanted to share because that's been really impactful. And then, the other stories are, anyway, that's enough. One is good.
No, share one more. One more is good. Tell us another one.
No, I was trying to think of a very specific one. Well, Melissa, right? So Melissa Catamus was on the Referrals podcast, and she, left a family business, started as a financial planner, and so she had a network, but that network was primarily from the family business, and so that's it was quite a change in career. It basically went from B2B to being a financial planner, and so anyway, so I started working with her, and we held an event in Wisconsin. I was actually able to go back home for it, and she held that event. She ended up getting, I don't remember how many referrals, raised a ton of money for charity, which was awesome. And then that all kind of like one thing sent to another, and she got introduced to an organization that's tied into the Gilbert Brown Foundation, who's a former Packer player, and such. So a lot of good things came as a result of that. And she's now basically executing, the things in 7L and a lot of other strategies along the way. And her business is building. So she managed to, in I think it's been 2 years now. And that event was 1 year ago. So she's really been able to continue to grow the business and develop those relationships and uses a lot of those strategies that are in 7L. So I had helped her initially put on that event and do all the little components to make it a success.
So why do you think this video is important to you or essential, and what do you want people to remember?
That's a good question. I think it's essential to just share the message that this really works, that there's a solution out there for being able to build a business and not be so stressed out and treading water and all that, all the things that come with it, and to actually enjoy the process. So, I think that's the biggest thing is just remembering like it's possible. And when you focus on your personal growth and you have a strategy to go with that, it's amazing what you can accomplish when you just focus on the people.
Yeah, tell us about, let me share something. I'm going to share your screen. This is what share screen. So this is how people can reach. Well, tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah. So what we did, our tagline is attract, inspire, grow, which means attract people who resonate with your core values, beliefs, and mission, inspire them with love, generosity, and appreciation, and your business will grow. So, so I have a community. It's called the Experience You community. And the idea is to create a community of people who believe in this, in building relationships with this philosophy, what we call Experience You. So that's why we do fun things like, like the name game, which I opened with my words and stuff like that. Credit to Stephanie from the Generosity Generation for that. But yeah, so, basically I have a community where we're just kind of getting it off the ground and figuring it out. But just trying to bring together business owners and B2B people who would like to, who like the message, who want to participate in it. We have a community manifesto, all kinds of fun stuff. So trying to bring together, look, it's a lot easier to build referral relationships if the relationships you're trying to build are from within a community of people who already share common values, right? It's a lot easier. If you get like it's a numbers game, hunt them down kind of mentality in this kind of group, it's not going to work, right? And not even just this work, but just in general, like you're not in alignment about how you go about doing business. So this is about bringing people together that have that same belief. And then within that community, you have the opportunity to develop relationships, and they could turn into referral relationships. It's not the purpose of the community, but it can certainly be a byproduct of it.
Because I just signed up. So it says, and then it connects you to that Facebook group you have. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So right now it's Facebook group. We might move it to LinkedIn, but for the moment, it's going to be Facebook.
Stop sharing that. That is awesome. So
yeah.
So let me look at my notes. I just gotta. All right. So let me pull up. Here. Let me show this right here. So if you're interested, and it's interesting, if you want to be part of that community online, because I think a lot of people now are looking to be online. I think you have a great formula to engage people online. So join the new wave of business owners driven by love, impact, and growth, looking to build a profitable relationship-centered business called Thommy. And online, you can be anywhere. You can be in California, you can be in Wisconsin, you can be Texas, but you'll be able to tap into what his community is and what he's going to engage. And he's got some unique different levels of engagement, so you can actually use 7L high performance coaching into growing your business, which is amazing.
Yeah, very much the case, and excited because we want to take it. We as these pods of people in different cities grow, we want to roll out the networking event to different cities and allow people to actually use it, and because that's all tied into it. So it's a really cool thing. I think it'd be a really powerful business development platform for people. Ultimately, that's where the vision is. So it may take us a while, but we'll get there.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you a little testimony for Thommy. I mean, Tommy's very passionate and loves what he does, and he's creating this online community, and he's creating it in that concept of. And Thommy and I know I teach people on referrals, but it's really hard if they only do the strategies, but they don't have the mindset, and the referrals are not built on love, generosity, appreciation. They'll do the strategy and tactics, but they don't continually do it because they see it as a tool. They don't see it as a ritual, something that's part of who they are. So a lot of times you have to have the referral habits, the routine, the strategy, tactic, but you also have to have the mindset and built on the values and beliefs. And so a lot of times what happens is when I coach people and I was like, do you believe in referrals? Yeah. So what's it based on? And people go, what do you mean? What's it based on, Arnel? Well, it's based on me making money. I said, how's that working for you? I don't get a lot of referrals. I said, well, it's got to be based on love, generosity, appreciation. It's got to have some belief behind it, because there are a lot of marketing systems out there that teach you how to generate referrals. But yeah, you can be successful to some extent, but it doesn't feed your soul. It doesn't change your mindset. It doesn't attract the right people to you. It doesn't inspire people to grow. You may have great word of mouth in the sense that you do great work, but you don't have great word of mouth in the sense of you're a connector, you're a giver, you want to help people, and you're generous. So, and I think Thommy has a great concept and on great grasp on coach you on high performing habits, but also coach you on referral training. So if you can combine both, and Tom and I were talking about it, you can be a referral rainmaker at a high level, or company as a referral rainmaker. Because if you can create referral, especially in this environment, you got to be, one of the best things you can do is work and develop deep relationships. And if you don't know how to do it, or don't have the right mindset, or don't have anybody like Thommy to help you through that, it's going to be more difficult. And then this might be what people hate to hear, the new norm for a while. All right, Thommy?
Yeah, definitely. I really think so. And I don't think it's going to change substantially for a while. So now more than ever.
Yeah. So if you're interested in, to listen to have Thommy speak, train, or coach on referrals, I mean, he's one of the guys I know who's really good, but he does it from a sense of not only applying the strategy tactic, but improve your head. You got to improve your mindset. And the mindset around growth is based on the values that him and I learned from Michael J. Mayer and Sherry Mayer. It's your referrals have to be built on some values, and the values of love, generosity, appreciation. You have the mindset of growth, but then you have the strategy and tactics that we've learned from 7L. Then the sky's the limit. And so, and Tommy's one of the only people in a certified referral trainer. It's more business to business. It's a little bit of a new way of doing it. And he's done really well to basically, if you ever do a one-on-one with him, you go out there feeling like you can conquer the world, and you get 2 or 3 things that can really impact your business. You're like, damn, I need to hire that guy. And Tommy's like, you sure can hire me.
Definitely.
All right, Thommy. So let's say bye to everybody on social media for us.
Okay, very good.
Bye, guys. Well,
thanks, Arnel.
Thanks a lot. Let me go ahead and end the conversation. But thanks, guys, for Resilient 17, and we'll look for the next episode coming up. Thanks, Thommy, for being here.